and welcome back, picking up where we left off last time in Shot Empire at the bottom of round 220. Whereas, if you remember from the end of the last episode, we got struck with an atomic weapon. So Brunbrun has violated our borders and declared war on us. This really doesn't matter, and atomic weapon strike. 6.5, almost 6 3/4 of... Oh no, 60. 6,500 people dead. Population workers in the blast. Otherwise, not that bad. Apparently didn't lose very many troops in the strike. The biggest problem is going to be a shortage of workers. Rail asset from a damage standpoint is still mostly intact, so as long as we can keep workers high, logistics should not collapse. So that might be a bit easier said than done, to be fair. Okay, our situation here. The guys that were encircled pretty much starved to death in their encirclements. Ah, okay, got, like, movement, okay. Moving back. How to play this. Let's try to apply pressure where we can. This unit we're attacking has been starved for multiple turns, so it wasn't that hard to attack. That's a pretty big tank. Okay, don't necessarily trust the militia to move, so I'm going to leave the militia static in hopes that lane transfer moves from being static will help protect them. Their units are bigger than ours, because they've gone with quantity over sort of quality with troops. Don't think I necessarily have the raw numbers required to push across this salient. Though as is the case, apparently we've got a lot more than I'm immediately contemplating, because we did take most of free territory off of them. Okay. Okay, so I think I have about enough spare troops that we might be able to do a small circle on these guys up here. As our guys push in across the entire border because of our numbers, that will free up more troops with which to push in more. So my immediate concern is actually less of a concern to me, now that I'm realizing that. Though the advance won't be super fast. Because I do need to take whoever is on the road in my way out. Oh, that might be enough firepower to take it in one turn. No.
Requesting backup.
Though that's enough damage that they're probably not going to attempt to break out. So they would need help to get out, and they're probably not going to get that help. So that's good for us. Okay, this will be a little bit risky, because we're going to give up our entrenchment bonus scooting forward like that. But let's try to apply a little bit of pressure by scooting forward. Where we can, without having to fight. Okay, decisions, that's not even a real decision. Protesters, protesting, you know, my taxes.
Yes, sir.
Tell them that I'm talking to them. SHQ. Sure. Average Commander.
We'll go.
The office staff I don't care too much about. Okay, how much reconnaissance do I still have from spies? I still do have military details. I don't know how out of date these military details are. This is implying they have one ICBM unit. Do we still know where it is? Probably not. Do we know what the population in these cities are? 7,000 or 70,000. That's a decent target. 70,000 mostly workers. Sort of 70,000. That's a bad target. Orbitsin here is one of their most populous cities, apparently. So that is probably the prime target. Unless I want to guess that someplace else has their ICBM. Granted, their ICBM right now is empty. So actually hitting the ICBM would not be super rewarding. So we're going to hit that population target. Was that one? Yeah, it was that one. Just short of 200,000. Should be a big target.
Fire! We'll go.
And spy reports say that the city has dropped to basically lost 25% of its population in the strike. Which, to be fair, is how much it basically grew in the last turn. So we'll see if that keeps the city down. We don't have reconnaissance, so we don't know what we destroyed military-wise in the city. Okay, west is going well, east is looking sketchy. Oh, and we obviously probably want to improve this road if we can. No, I need another turn before I can improve the road. I can improve the rail. The rail doesn't make a big difference right away, but at some point we'll probably want, if we actually get to the city, we want the rail down to the city. Construction-wise, let's look at our construction reports. It's going to probably be pretty bad. Anson finished the agricultural dome facility. Between that and dead workers, we didn't lose very much food that turn. Okay. Everything else is progressing. Some faster than others. High tech is progressing decently well. We should have enough high tech at our current production rate of high tech that we will be able to finish the high tech. Even with the capital producing less. Barracks and Oxalates is almost done. Should be done next turn. No, it'll be 2 more turns at that rate. Do I want to raise some brigades? Yes. Can I actually get away with it? Don't have logistics to deploy them right there. Have logistics to deploy them over here? No. That road? No. Oh, I suppose what might be going on is maybe it's assuming that I want to build certain types of units. I want to do grunts. That type. And that type. Okay, so we've got the logistics, we just don't have the parts to use, like foot 4 and okay, yeah, okay. It's not as grim as I was immediately led to believe. Yeah, so we can raise 1 brigade there. If we're raising a brigade there, let's push forward a bit. The brigade will take up the camp there. And the same over here. Probably raise a brigade over here. Replacements. How many do we need going out? Not very many, so I'm actually going to splurge on the replacements. The replacements will be the nice, good foot 5s. Taking advantage of the heavy battle dress to improve the quality of troops that actually get sent out as replacements. Okay, so it looks like of the 500 troops we lost over the end turn, 100 were infantry, 200 machine guns, and the rest were probably militia in the capital. Okay, another brigade. Place those guys, those militia in the front line. Let's see if I can do one last brigade here. I think it's a little bit thin on troops, on replacements, so I will want to do a volunteer drive. Yeah, we got the logistics, okay. Okay, so volunteer drive, we need some volunteers.
Order acknowledged.
Didn't get a particularly great volunteer drive, but that'll give us another brigade worth of replacements if I need them. And obviously, after the atomic strike, the capital doesn't have the most population in the capital in the country. That makes sense. Apparently, we're really, really good at cleaning up radiation because we've already half cleaned up the radiation in the capital, and it hasn't been an entire turn yet. Which is good to see. Money didn't really go up or down, so I think we may have... granted, people will be angry about the tax increase, but I think we may have balanced the budget by increasing the taxes. Oh yeah, tax inflow, tax outflow is a lot better with that tax increase. So people won't be happy, but the budget's better. The budget needed it. Granted, that's also maybe saying the budget needed those people not working in the capital, but I don't know if we paid them or not on that end turn. Okay, so we're providing pressure in the west. Assuming we get adequate supplies out to these guys, which is an assumption. The roads out here aren't the best. So, assuming we get supplies out to the armored force out here, this offensive will continue eastward. These guys in just raw numbers are going to start encircling guys because they don't have enough subunits. They've probably got enough units to be a problem, but they don't got the subunits. So we're just going to slowly encircle as the units march forward. And if we can get some sort of link up with our guys in the east, everything north of that link up will eventually fall to us. Metal's looking fine. Food. Granted, we just shipped a bunch of food out to the front line guys, right? So that's why the food's looking a bit sketchy. Let's continue expanding that agrodome. Needless to say, with the capital taking as much damage as it did, food will be an issue because it was already starting to trend down. We want it to trend up so we can sell it. And I think we have a demilitarization plant in. We have a demilitarization plant there. Not all that productive. Oh, because the administration strain is... Oof. Okay, our administration strain is a bit of an issue. So if we get colonists, I need to lower the administration strain. And the way to do that is going to be to spool off the assets farther away from the capital. Or farther away from that city. In this case, right, this is not really suffering administrative strain, but it's suffering just damage, straight up damage. So let's quals rising, which should help attract more people back in. It hasn't recovered enough to actually warrant trying to expand. That's Belgrade. Yeah, and if that barracks gets done, that should help the qual a lot. That security is the one holding it back the most. Money-wise, obviously want to keep getting more people, so press the slave trader, provide us with more population, please. Resulting in the interesting thing of we're making people appear here, and then they wander off to other places, because other places are probably just paying better. Yeah. We got you mothballed, we got you mothballed. We got the red cleansing active, and that's probably what's helping clean up. I think red cleansing is not zone restricted. If your zone doesn't have radiation in it. Ah, wait, no, that's my air support. I was about to say, oh, I'm gonna get interdicted. It's like, no, that's not what that's saying. That's saying you have air reconnaissance of your own.
Birds are in the sky.
That, in theory, have guns and could come in to do some strikes.
Birds are in the sky.
Okay, I'm gonna do something that is a bit weird. I know my reconnaissance planes here don't have the best of weapons, but I do believe they have some ground attack capacity. Oh no, it was the next one up I equipped with ground attack, so these guys don't have any ground attack. They don't have any more men, otherwise I could do some... Yeah, we'll just have the helicopters here. Granted, this is sort of poking to see if their fighter planes come out to play. Because the recon squadron here is basically coming with MGs and strafing.
Returning to base, sir.
Needless to say, machine gunning the enemy is not an effective way to kill them. So in this case, we're going to go into a standard air attack. These guys will be better attacking the tanks.
Returning to base, sir.
Because these guys, I think, have anti-tank weapons. Yeah, because we're rocking the rockets. Works better on vehicles than it does in infantry, pushing infantry. Oh, and we should move the HQs up as we move forward, so they don't fall too far behind their own units. This one will stay where it is because we're having logistics issues right down here at the end. Okay, I think that's where we're going to cycle a turn. If I was worried about money, and I'm a little bit less worried about money, I could try doing another patriot collection. Already did a volunteer drive, so we should get basically a brigade of volunteers showing up next turn. Our radioactive supply is not healthy enough to get this rearmed for another strike during this war. One thing I should do before I end the turn is at some point we do want to get this back to peace, because I don't think we have the initiative to go rolling on to total victory here. I think we'll get a minor victory and probably negotiate a peace. So we're going to negotiate these guys back up to 25 opinion. I'm thinking if this war goes well, we may capture Amun Ruins here. And that'll probably be about it. We'll capture Amun Ruins, and then hopefully that'll give me opportunity to deploy, during the peace, deploy more troops to the Eastern Front. Because what I'm kind of suspecting, / slightly worried will happen, is that they're going to go on the attack in the East. And we're going to be watching the bodies hit the floor real hard when they start coming for those militia units.
Order acknowledged. Order acknowledged.
The other thing we're hoping is that they don't have any follow-up atomic strikes. I think they only have one launcher, so that should be the only one we get hit with for a while. I don't know how much radioactive they have, so that launcher might be perfilic. I wouldn't be surprised if they can launch it every couple turns. But we all should be the minority of targets, because I've got like 6 cities? Versus they're at war with Dessel Reich, and Dessel Reich has 30. So Hopefully that's why we won't get struck a lot. Is just he's got better targets, hopefully. Never mind, we've been struck a second time. Well, there goes all our logistics. I doubt the rail hub is going to be quite functional after that point. Okay, enemies are attempting to escape encirclement up north. It's good to see. They attempt to break out. The breakout fails. Okay, they did one attack where they managed... Okay, there's two attacks where they managed to break into our guys. It's not super good to see. These are mostly the old foot 4s that are losing fights. That was the militia losing fights, which was kind of expected. Okay, it doesn't look like it's all going their way, but it's definitely not all going our way either. Okay, so our combat losses are going to look horrible, but that's because we're going to be losing a lot of militia and a lot of the mercenary forces. And the new brigade that hasn't stood up yet is taking horrible losses because they weren't ready to go into combat. Yeah, you can see from the thinking side that really at this point we're just seeing the history log move, and it's not actually thinking anymore. It's actually already done all this in the background and done all the math. So Bronburn is coming for us, is basically what that was. Yeah, we took horrendous losses, basically 5 to 1. For every one guy we destroyed, we lost 5 on that end turn. And there was a follow-up atomic strike, another 60,000 people gone. Truck station still functional. Interestingly enough, the rail asset is still functional. Barely. That's a major drop. I don't know how much of that is storage capacity declining.
Copy that.
Oh, yeah. Logistics is collapsing. Didn't get enough logistics out of the rail asset that turn.
Affirmative.
Okay, next turn, if nothing changes, we will be able to sue for peace.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Everyone's getting appointed to a command.
Roger that.
Doesn't matter who goes where, they're all going somewhere. That's not good. I think an entire unit of the 9th Infantry was destroyed. Oh, no, never mind. Just got pushed back multiplexes. Okay. Okay, otherwise we're holding there. I want to be zooming off into the horizon, but without supplies, that's not gonna work. Yeah, we're getting a little off-road here as well, which is starting to interfere with our supplies. Even if we had adequate rail supplies. Still going to, where I can, apply some pressure. Because, well, with the status of the situation, right, we're going to try to sue for peace on the following turn. Meaning, if I can apply enough pressure to various places, we may be able to just take some territory at the cost of a bunch of human lives. Okay, while we still have the initiative, get those guys on text, please.
Okie dokie.
Okay, we may be in a situation with the peace treaty that we might just be able to do a link up here, pocketing this city. That won't necessarily be a particular hindrance to the people in the city. They probably have the industrial capacity within the city to feed those that will be in the pocket. But it will be a step up for us, tactically, for moving on the city in the next war. And okay, the distraction of us being at war with Bronburn has caused Docile Reich to carry out a counterattack in this area, as their troops have been pulled off to deal with us. So it's not all sunshine and rainbows for Bronburn.
Sir, yes, sir.
yeah, we'll see how much recovery happens over the end turn. And I think we're pretty much coming up on that end turn. Oh, yeah. Heavy tanks. Heavy tanks hurt. Heavy tanks are heavy. Well, if there's one theater where things are going well, that's this area over here. Okay, they didn't push deep enough to actually attack 26 infantry, so the 26 infantry will be more combat capable than its 27th that just formed up. Yeah, they're definitely not in a position where they'll be able to run off to the sunset. If they try to run off to the sunset, we'll negotiate peace, and they'll take heavy losses. Grunts are the new ones, right? Yeah, the grunts are the new ones. So I should recruit a bunch of grunts to cover up the shortfall in troops. 5,100 grunts then. You're not 100% sure why I'm not sure exactly why it's dropped so spectacularly that turn. This could be a little bit of production declines. Basically, and Austerlitz. Okay, so Austerlitz is maybe in a position where it will start to recover enough qual to be useful. Soon, maybe? Maybe that's just me being too, cherry picking. And then construction-wise, there's some stuff that might finish next turn. Okay, so we got enough replenishment to go out. Most of the losses, by the looks of it, yeah, most of the losses were militia. We lost like 100,000, not 100, yeah, like 100,000, no, 10,000. We lost like 10,000 militia. Militia and mercs in the barrages back and forth. So that they're I predicted they were somewhat a liability, and they were. Okay, we don't have the combat range because of lack of incoming supply to do the airstrike on the tanks, and at this point I want to hold off and strike the tanks. Let's take the intern. Oh, the money's also low as well. Sell abundant petrol. Nope, that's not really going to fix the problem because the petrol's almost worthless. Yeah, those upkeep costs. I'm going to try a patriotic collection. We need money.
Order acknowledged.
Oh yeah, that should buy us a little bit of time. Let's also do a tax increase.
Order acknowledged. Order acknowledged.
So we'll be whining a whole lot more about taxes, but that should hopefully solve the deficit. And then we'll cycle the turn. Once again, based on the time, this is probably going to be the last end turn of the part. So we're dealing with the atomic strikes. We're advancing, despite the atomic strikes. Not necessarily advancing super well. We may get a link up, so we may have a city encircled at the end of this war. I'm going to go ahead and record one last part, one more part tonight. Then probably call it for the rest of the night. Because yeah, I think I basically want to get back to peace again. And then hopefully we can recover quickly enough from the state of war that we'd be in a position to do more next war. Oh, they really want the capital dead. That's the third atomic strike on the capital. If I didn't know any better, I'd say that's the only place they have recon on that they know is somewhat intact. Okay, so most of our combat losses for what we've seen right now is actually losses to atomic weapons in the capital. Saw at least 1,700 troops destroyed in the atomic strike on the capital. Most other places, it looks like we're giving... And anything that isn't militia that's getting attacked appears to be giving about as good as it's getting. Yeah, the big glaring weak spot is where we're taking most of the damage, and the only place where we're really losing any territory. Yeah, that poor brigade never had proper chance to stand up before it got hit. Has been mauled left, right, and center. Oof. Took the city back. Granted, we never had time to properly fix the city, so the city's not in a particularly great state, but... this is where I'm going to go ahead and put the part break in. So if you're watching on YouTube, I hope you've been enjoying it. This is a slog, and we aren't dead yet, but we're maybe not in a good position to be winning. So until next time, I hope you all have a good time. Catch you all in the next part. Bye for now.